In this video, I want to talk to you about the importance of keeping track of the references and sources of your inputs within your financial models. So we're going to start this video with a story. So today's story is about two colleagues that they are discussing about how to update the next investment memo and get additional fundings for their project. So one colleague says, I need to update the financial models. I want to know your opinion. What do you think is the revised cost post the pandemic? And the guy, it shows from his face that he just wants to update the file and send it out to his colleagues. So he's saying that I think it's going to be the same as before. And then in the next scene, we see that the lady, she becomes a little bit annoyed and she says, I don't need your idea. I don't need your belief. I need really reliable source for the input that goes into my financial model. And the moral of the story is be careful what goes into your financial models as inputs. So that's what I want to discuss with you today. As a financial modeler, I think it's very important that you are aware of the sources and the logic behind all the inputs that goes into your financial model. As we know, in a financial model, we have the base case, which is basically the expected case, what you think will be the reality. You need to reflect it as your base case inputs. So for every input that goes into your financial model, you need to have a justification. And once you send the financial model out to some other people, they will, if they're okay with the mechanic, or once they're okay with the mechanic, they're going to start questioning the inputs. And that's the whole beauty of having financial modeling standards, in your model, because then you will not deal too much about the model mechanic. People can straight go and challenge your inputs. So as a financial modeler, as someone who has built the model, you should be on top of all the input that goes into your model. So it is your responsibility as a financial modeler, so to get the inputs and know where the inputs are coming from. So if next time, if your colleagues are sending you a list of inputs that they want you to test in the financial model or use it as the base case, always ask them for the reference. Not as harsh as we saw in the story, that how the lady reacted. However, it's very important how you actually communicate with your colleagues or with your people you are working with. So what I want to recommend, that what I do is I'm going to take you to my worksheet. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to show you. So this is a financial model. I'm just going to adjust it. Just give me 1 second. I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. So this is a financial model. As you see, I have this is my input sheet. I have all my inputs categorized by type. And so now for when you're basically having a model walkthrough with people, you're going to take them through the inputs and tell them that these are the inputs that you are assuming in the base case. And people are going to challenge you. So why did you assume 13 days, 13 months of construction? Where is your reference for the cost that you have mentioned for the construction? So for all that, you need to have a justification and tell them that, okay, for this cost, I got it from that email, from that colleague. For this cost, I got it from the info memo. For this cost, I got it from the technical study, from this document that's already shared with you in the Dropbox, in the shared folder. So whatever. So you need to have a justification. But sometimes it is very difficult, especially if you're working on, different projects at the same time. You might not remember all of them. So what I suggest you do is to keep a worksheet within your model that you can name it references, sources, or whatever you feel like suits this purpose. And so what you're going to do is a very simple worksheet. It contains these columns. So you will have key assumptions. So what you're going to do is that you're going to actually import all the inputs from the input sheet. As you can see, these are linked to my input sheet, and with the values and with the link to inputs, which is just the formula text function. And for each of them, you're going to put where you got the data from. If it is your own, if you have the source, like it's a project document, you're going to put the name of the file. Like here, you can see that I got it from a PIM, from an information memo. And so I put the file name here. You can even put the link if you know it's the link to a file, a folder that you have shared with people. You can even put it there. And in sometimes it's an internal assumption, so you can just put it as it is your own internal assumption, or it is based on the previous project that you have worked on. And that is really gonna, first of all, give you some credibility when you are presenting. You are also kind of confident that if people ask you about the references, you are basically informed and you know where you got them from. And it also gives credibility when you send it to someone else. They will be impressed and they will say, okay, so this base case is really justifiable because all the assumptions are backed up by a document or by an explanation. Okay. And also, as I told you, it is good also if you're communicating within your team and you want to make sure that they always give you the information on where the information is coming from. It's good to impose this worksheet within your financial model and ask the team that give you the justification for the input that goes into the model. This way you're also well informed of everything that is happening in the project, and you also give a signal to your team that you need to be informed as you should be. So that's it. As you can see, I have this. I'm going to put the link. You can download this. It's part of I have also another tool that is the data book, because I usually include my data book within my models. So this is part of that package. I'm going to put the link. You can download it. However, it's very easy. You can build it yourself into your financial model, but I really recommend it to you. So that's it for me. I hope you liked the video. If you liked it, please subscribe to my channel, because I post once a week. Most of the time I post a new video and a blog post. So yeah, stay tuned for the next video. If you want to learn how to build better financial models, check out my online course on financial model spreadsheet design at courses.phoenixmode.com.